Look, I'm just not comfortable cooking a recipe with dill weed in it. I gotta go. Hello everyone, welcome to the Bob Doyle Show. Are you snapping? Are you clapping? Are you tapping-y-tapping? Tippity-tapping would have been better. Are you dancing? Are you clapping? Are you tippity-tapping? Still not perfect. Folks, I'm Bob Doyle. Jack of a handful of trades. And first in the room with us right now is Leanne. So let's hear it for her for being a sport. I said let's hear it for her for being a sport. Okay, good. What is she attending, ladies and gentlemen? Well, the Bob Doyle Show. If you haven't surmised it's the Bob Doyle Show after all of those singers screaming at you incessantly, I don't know what else to do. Good morning, Sarah. I am responding to her good morning. I so wish the emoticons would show up. What do we got here? What we're missing is a sunshine. Although we've got a little sunshine. It is windy here today in the Vegas of Los, ladies and gentlemen. It is just a whipping through the neighborhood like nobody's business. I can't have the window open today as much as I'd like to, because it's a nice 69 degrees outside and a nice breeze through here would just be outstanding. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? But it's not going to happen because you see I have this umbrella light that's making this side of my face all nice and visible. And the wind would just blow it across the room, probably break the bulb. We don't want any of that happening. So what do we got here, ladies and gentlemen? We got a room full of screaming fans. They may not be screaming, but we've got Danilo. Okay, awesome. Danilo, first time here. Dan from Brazil is what we're going to call him instead of Danilo. Thank you, Dan, for putting that. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole idea, if you'll notice, if you'll look down at your watches, which probably don't look like this, but should, you'll notice that we're broadcasting at 10 a.m. Pacific time. What? That's like 2.5 hours later than normal, Bob. Those are your words. That's my impersonation of you. Did I sound just like you? If I did, I don't know what to tell you. Jeffrey's here as well, and Pinky, yes, and Emily. So see, a little later in the day opens up the doors, I think, right? So here's how we roll. Now, here's the thing. Part of, there's no cost of admission. You'll notice you didn't pay a thing to watch this. There was not like you clicked the link and it said, please type in your credit card number here, right? This is just out of the, and Carrie Ann is here as well. This is just out of the goodness of my heart. The only thing I request is that you start a letter writing campaign to every broadcast entity you know and say, you guys have got to pick up on this. Now, you can start by sharing on your timeline or your, frankly, the people who, the biggest group of people you have access to. Because, look, you're going to do them a favor. If you're new, don't worry. I'm going to give you a little orientation. Okay? But, if you're a long-time listener, first-time caller, you know what to do. You share, but you don't just share with a link and, nothing. You share and with a little paragraph about how this show has changed your life. Am I right, Jerry? See how I make you all part of the show? That's what's different. You can't... Jimmy Fallon doesn't make you a part of the show, does he? But I do. I just wait for you to say something so I can show something, right? Sharing is caring, says Pinky, and that is an accurate statement. Look at all those emoticons. Folks, I'm sharing my iPad screen with you because sharing is caring. Who am I anyway, besides just a jack of a handful of trades? Because not all. Come on. There's a long list of things that I am not a jack at. Look, I'm aware that's a dicey phrase. I mean, when you think about it, jack of all trades, master of none is just asking for trouble. Especially with some people, Sarah, Dawn, I'm talking to you two. All right. Well, Jim got me on this one. He's paying something to be here. He's paying attention. Let's give him a logic clap. Oh, Michael Zinkus is in the house as well. In fact, he's so in the house that I'm not just going to show him that way. I'm going to show him this way as well. Now, see, okay, well, see, clearly, this is a good move. Moving to 10 o'clock. Now, the danger is potentially way more coffee in my system by the time the show starts. But I'm juicing now. So maybe not. But this is my second cup of coffee. That's pretty good. Joel, I got to tell you, man, I saw something on your timeline, the video you did with the bubbles, and I was like, okay, that's the best Joel I've ever seen in my life. That was awesome. I wanted to reach out to you, but I just thought, what, am I going to just say, hey, Joel, great video? I don't know, whatever. It was awesome. So good. And Jim, see, he's accepting his applause, as I hope that you all do in life. We all have applause waiting for us to happen. Will you just put yourself out there on the stage so that people can give you that feedback? See, you learn something here too. It's not just a bunch of nonsense, but it mostly is, except on Wednesdays. How about I back up for all you new people like Dan to tell you why you might want to invest your time here, half an hour a day, Monday through Friday, right here on Facebook, and even, as Jim has evidenced, on YouTube. What have I got? What of all the things that you could watch right now, and there are many, there's at least 11 other things you could look at right now. Except I think number 9 is going to get canceled, and I think that's for the best. So why this? I mean, so far, what? I've 6 minutes in. I haven't said a thing of any value, I don't think. Wasn't my intention to. But let me just tell you. Oh, wait. What do we got here? Emily says, tell, like she was correcting something. I hope it's a sweet juice. Okay. Hey, well, as you know, I got one right by me. I could literally roll out of bed and into the parking lot of Carpe Diem, and I have had juice there. But it was actually having that juice there that made me say, I got to get a juicer. Because, it was $13 or whatever. I don't know what it was. But it was like, I can do this. So what that did was remind me, yes, I want to juice. And now I'm doing it. And it's just so awesome to do it. Thank you, Kathy. See? Rather watch me. 80,000 plus views on that video. Well, man, I am not surprised. Not surprised. You guys seek it out if you want to. Click on his name. Follow. Do whatever you got to do. But not right now. Hold on. I'm right in the middle of something. Mostly we just have fun. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Those of you who are regulars of the show, you can attest that this is mostly about just fun, right? It's like this. It's just fun. Why? Is that presumptuous of me to say that I could provide fun for you for 5 days out of the week, 30 minutes? I mean, sometimes people do live streams and they're lucky to get a minute and a half of fun in there with all their serious stuff they're talking about. We're just all fun. Let's say 95% fun, 5% serious on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But on Wednesdays, that's Law of Attraction Q&A day. Because you see, some people happen to know me because 11 years ago, 12, yikes. There was this movie called The Secret. Perhaps some of you have heard of it. Perhaps you haven't. But if you haven't, well, maybe you could seek that out too. But it's this whole little movie and a book, and, a few people heard of it. I was in that, and that's how a lot of people know me. So, and I enjoy talking about the law of attraction a great deal. I'll do it on stages. I'll do it for your company. I'll do it in this format for your company. You could even go to bobdoylelive.com right now and see what I'm talking about. Melanie's here. And so is Dawn and Tommy and Kathy and Joel and Irma. Irma, you are a little late, but that's okay. It's a new time. I got to give everybody a little, you got to adjust. I'm assuming, of course, you set alarms on on every conceivable device as a reminder. So I'm assuming that Irma had some kind of a power failure or some kind of catastrophic incident. I'm sure there's a good excuse. Hi, Tommy. I know you said hello. What did I miss? All right. So Wednesdays, though, yeah, we do focus on law of attraction Q&A, which means you just show up here just like you're doing right now. You can even wear the same clothes. I'm not judging. And ask whatever law of attraction question you want, and just try to stump the band. Just try. I'll put it out here to the audience who's been watching this for a while. Has anyone ever seen me be stumped? Or stumped. Stumped is another thing that I've also never been. Bob, good to have you here. We're going to be talking about virtual reality in just minutes from now. Because you see, so Wednesdays is Law of Attraction Day. Thursdays, what we do is we kind of mix it up. If you're familiar with the term virtual reality, you know, you wear the goofy headset, you know. Right, that's what we do on Thursdays. The whole show is basically a big cartoon starring me and whoever I come up with. Right? And if you want to see what I'm talking about, just go check out last Thursday's show and the Thursday before that and the Thursday before that. Actually, I think there was one Thursday I didn't do it. Oh, there was a Thursday I just didn't show up. It was the only time. Okay, so announcement, everyone. When you see the Bob Doyle Show post, it's not me, obviously, because here I am. It's Dawn. Dawn's my assistant. And so if you see the Bob Doyle Show post and it says something like, wow, that was the funniest thing ever. This is the greatest broadcast in the history of all broadcasts. It wasn't me typing it. I might have been thinking it, but I wouldn't type that. That's Dawn. Karen, do you have one? Do you mean like a law of attraction question? Are you willing to hang on till Wednesday? Yes, this avatar, I know. This one's great, huh? This almost looks real, doesn't it, Bob? Almost looks real. There's a few glitches. There's a few glitches that give away that this can't possibly be real. But, you know, pretty good graphics, I'd say. Especially for a laptop. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? My mom here? Okay. Everybody, be on your second best behavior. Because, you know, because here's what happens if you get in trouble with her. You get put on restriction. That's right. You know what that means? You can't call your friends and you can't go out. We never really called it grounding. It was being put on restriction. It's the same thing, kind of. But that was what I got put on. And now I'm just thinking about it. You know, I'm really looking back and going, yes, you are on, you sir, are on restriction. You are now restricted. Do you think this did any damage to me? You think maybe some of the biggest issues in my life are due to this feeling of restriction? I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to make my mom feel guilty. Oh, you have VR. Which system do you have, Corinne? And so does Bob. We got a whole VR meeting going on here. Oh, that's not what I meant to share. I meant to share this one. Sometimes it happens. All right, so Melanie's being hilarious because one time on a live stream, I did this whole thing about how I was making a chicken taco soup in an Instapot, and I was sharing the process. And so the first thing is you throw in all the ingredients, and then you set it for 3.5 hours, and then you come back, and then you shred the chicken. And I had this whole thing where now I was going live because it's been 3.5 hours, and it's time to shred the chicken. And I open it, here we go, and I open it up, and I'm taking the chicken out. That's not right, because I'd set the timer not to cook, but to start. So when I hit go, it said, all right, I'll start this process in 3.5 hours, you know, about the time you go live. So that's what happened there. Well, I'm glad you're back in the group as well. I'm glad everyone's here. Speaking of the group, let's have that conversation. Somewhere on this page, I think at the top, there's a link to the Bob Doyle Show Fan Arena. And that's the group for this show. So why join a group, Bob? Geez, you got a page. What more do you need? A lot. But there's also the group. The group is more of a community, you see. Because you know who can post on the page and it be seen by anybody? Me. Or Dawn as me. But in a group, you can post too. You can start. You can be creative, and that's what's going on in there. Plus, we have some broadcasts and things that we just do there. So if you're going, oh, where do I get more of this, only different? Well, I've got the answer, and it's to go to the group, and there's a link somewhere. Alrighty. So on Thursdays we do VR, and then Friday, who knows, free form. But every day's kind of free form. This feels a little free form, doesn't it? I mean, sure, I came in here with a little bit of agenda, you know, remind people who you are. So I talked about who I am. Check. I mentioned the law of attraction Q&As. If you want to know more about what I'm up to in that world, you can go to boundlessliving.com. That's my general overall, you know, website. I used to wear overalls in high school. Oh, and I talked about the remote training, you know, because in this environment, we can do a lot. Can you imagine the company who wants to hire somebody like, I don't know, me, you know, someone from The Secret? That could get pretty expensive, flying a prima donna like myself all the way across wherever, giving me the nicest of all possible accommodations just to get me on stage to train your folks. That seems excessive. I know it's the old model. I know that's how everybody does it. But how about this other way of doing it, where I just sit right here, you sit right there, you and your group can all sit together if you'd like I did last week with a group. And I do my training like this. You can ask your questions, I can see you, it's the whole thing. And guess what? You've saved a ton of money because you didn't have to fly me out, you didn't have to feed me anything. Although it'd be nice if you sent me a box of chocolates or something, just to say thanks. But dark chocolate only, please. So BobDoyleLive.com is where you can learn about that, although the page is in progress. You'd think if it was one of my most important things, it would be well past the in progress stage. But you know what? I got hung up on other things for a while. I kind of moved to Vegas. Anyway, there's that. And what else? There's one more thing. Oh, yeah. Just to round out the introduction of who I am, what I do, I also dabble fairly extensively in voiceover. You know, voicing over something. Hi, Patricia. Oh, boy, I keep clicking these wrong buttons. There we go. And you can go to bobdoylevoice.com to learn about that. Now, that's all the commercials I got for you. Now, in the group, the fan arena, you can introduce yourself just like I did. And we can get to know you better, right? That seems like a fun thing. So, no, I didn't go to the NAB show. It was just too soon after I got here. I didn't plan on doing it. I didn't arrange for it, and no, I did not. Next time. Now, you know what? I'll go to the NAB show when they beg me to come. We need something to tie this all together. There's so many people, so many booths. What can we do to tie this together? We need like a central, I don't know, kind of show where we can bring, we need Bob Doyle, get him. Wait, how do we even find him? He just moved to Vegas. You're kidding me, the timing's perfect. That's how it might go. It might not. They might use other words, but the word perfect will definitely be used. All right. Well, thank you, Bob. Dove chocolates. That seems kind of grocery store-ish to me. No offense, Dove, but I've spoiled myself. Although I say that like I say that in a very condescending way. Lindt has these like truffle things, and you get them in the assortment. Oh, they work for me on every level. You know what I'm saying? So forget what I said about grocery stores. There's a lot of things I buy at the grocery store. You know, like everything I eat. So if you thought this was some kind of anti-grocery store show, well, you're barking up the wrong tree. If you're the anti-grocery store lobby and you thought you found like a platform where you can just spit all your grocery store hate, nope, nope, nope. I don't know who you've been talking to. Chad, probably. You know, Chad is about a grocery store stuff. Oh, that... Now see, hold on. Irma, you said this the other day. I need to be on Pinterest. I have a Pinterest account. How do I use... I don't know anything about using Pinterest to get people to come to the Bob Doyle Show. Why don't we have a conversation? Send me a paragraph. I don't know. To me, it's just pictures. I mean, I can get good recipes from there. See, this is yes, they did. Someone did say gourmet chocolates. It's my favorite thing to receive. Sorry, I have to roll up a little bit. I felt like I was too far back. All right, so here's the thing. Mondays, so I've told you about Strawberry Fields. You know, the place where nothing is real. Can anyone name that song? Jim? Sell mugs. See, Bob says sell mugs. Now Bob, his heart is in the right place, isn't it, boys and girls? Because now I have to find these pictures here. Instead of selling mugs here, which we did used to do, Bob, what we've now started is people making their own mugs, right? Going and finding their own white mugs and sharpieing them up, right? So yeah, you're right. I don't make any money off of that one. Nobody does this for themselves and then sends me a buck or two. By the way, I used your name. Probably should get an attorney on that or something. But look, when I sold the mugs through the service, you know, people are paying like 20 bucks for a coffee mug, and I'm making like 97 cents. That just doesn't work for anyone, folks. It's just, come on, we want to have fun here. Now, when the number of viewers that we see right now, if you're watching live, has multiplied by maybe 100, then maybe I can buy some bulk mugs and then and make a few bucks for the old Bob Doyle Show, or get my Patreon page going, which I've been talking about only forever. You know, let this thing sustain itself, boys and girls. But we don't have a business plan, do we? No, we just have fun. F-U-N, fun. F-U-N, fun. That's right, that's the fun song. You're welcome. Well, Sarah said Strawberry Fields Forever, but that's not the song that I quoted. I'm going to give you the lyrics again, and then somebody's going to Google it and cheat. I told you about Strawberry Fields. You know the place where nothing is real. Now see, those are the lyrics of the song I'm talking about. I'll give you a hint, it's on the White Album. All right, now that we've had that Beatles trivia fun. Oh crap. Well, I guess, okay. If I say Strawberry Fields, pretty much a given, right? But not necessarily. Jim has been to Strawberry Fields. I have not. That'd be a fun destination for
That'd be a fun destination for Google Earth. Yep, this is how I talk. This is my real voice, and this is my real posture.
This is the on-air persona.
But as soon as the microphones go off,
something like that. Something like that. Grocery store, awkward, but you know what? I'm used to it. Sometimes I go out in public and act like, you know, just like this.
But they're related.
Okay, why? I'm going to stop that right now. I feel like I'm treading dangerous ground for some reason. I don't know why. And you've also had your hair cut at Penny Lane. Well. You got a third one? I'm just curious. Patricia, I am so sorry that my non-English is not better so that you could understand. But maybe you're getting the vibe anyway. See, maybe that's the magic of the show. Is that you don't even have to speak the same language as me. You just know you want to be here for some reason. All right. So Monday is supposed to be guest day, right? Like last week we had David Paul who I worked with in radio. The week before that, we had Heather Vale, who I've never worked with in radio. And this week, we didn't have anybody. So, but you know, I can't not have a guest because that's, you know, so I had to pull in a last-minute ringer. That's right. Well, when I say last minute, I mean like last 5-minute ringer. And the problem with doing it this way is that we have absolutely nothing to talk about. So this could be pretty awkward. But you know where you love her, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome from Aunt Annie Swap Meet, Aunt Annie.
Hello, 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 hello. I so wish I could say it was a delight to be here.
I wish you could say that too. It would make it easier for everyone to enjoy the process of our conversation.
But that's not going to happen.
Right, because you're angry. You've been angry. You'll probably always be angry.
That pretty much sums it up. Look, I did want to be here. As you can see, I'm in my kitchen. I was getting ready to prepare a wonderful meal. Then I get this call from your producer. Says, "Oh, guess what? We didn't plan accordingly, and we need your help. We need a guest because Bob just didn't do it right."
So people know you from Aunt Annie's Swap Meet. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I don't want to talk about it at all. It was the worst thing in my life. It was a punishment that I had to fulfill as part of community service. Sorry, I'm changing a light bulb right now.
No problem.
I had to fulfill community service. I had to do this ridiculous show where people would call in and try to get rid of basically their garbage, and it was a waste of everyone's time. And I hope I never ever have to do it again. And I wish you wouldn't bring it up, because what if somebody said, "Oh, we need to bring that back"?
I really don't think that is in danger at all. So does anyone have anything to ask Aunt Annie? Because I definitely do not. And she's just sitting there staring at me. You know, we've told the story of the swap meet a million times already. If you want to, you can go back in the archives and find the Aunt Annie episode.
Or you could totally not do that, and that would be okay with me too.
All right, but you could do it if you want a little bit of context of why we're even talking to this woman in the first place.
This woman, that's so rude.
All right, well, I don't, you know what, the thing is I'm not a rude person. People know, Aunt Annie, that I'm a pretty, you know, happy-go-lucky guy. I pretty much get along with just about everybody.
Just about everybody. But I guess I'm not included in the just about everybody.
It's not, look, it's because you don't even try. You come in here with an attitude because they made you do that show that time. And for whatever reason, you're taking it out on me. I don't even know what I had to do with it.
Well, I had to do it in your studio. I had to sit in your chair. I had to look at your toys. I had to look at your coffee mug. I had to do everything that, you know, with your stuff.
So this is my fault? I think, Aunt Annie, actually, you actually have this sort of unexplainable charisma.
Oh, really?
Yes, and if you would not be so ridiculously impossible, and if you could channel it and maybe muster up a smile every now and then, there might be something actually, and you might have fun with this.
I doubt that very seriously. You know what? I'm done with this. I never wanted to be on TV. I never wanted to. I certainly didn't want to help people give their garbage away.
You don't look. I'm just saying that maybe if you were intentional, you wouldn't just have to do, you know, a garbage show.
It's not a garbage show.
You said people's garbage.
Yeah, but it's not a garbage show. It's people's belongings that they're trying to get rid of.
No, okay, so now you're in love with the show?
I'm not in love with it, but I mean, I can appreciate what it's supposed to be.
You are tricky. Jim says, I have some garbage I want to sell. It is an unlicensed Bob Hoyle mug. Yes, the knockoff mug has a typo.
We don't do, well, I'd love to say we have parameters, but we really don't. We obviously give away all kinds of garbage, but we already have 7 of those Bob Hoyle mugs stacked up. We had one guy call and said, "Oh, I'm a collector. I want them for sure." He never showed up. That's the worst. It's so unreliable. If you're going to say you're going to come pick up something, would you please just do it? It's common courtesy.
I would agree with that.
Exactly. Well, at least you have some sort of brain in your head.
Now you're just being insulting. I really don't, you're talking about like my intelligence, brain in my head, really?
Sorry. Perhaps that was a little, accurate?
Oh, you're hilarious. Look, and Annie, I hate to tell you this, but we are out of time. We're actually overtime, and so we're going to have to cut this interview short.
Oh, that's a real heartbreaker. I can't wait till we get to do this again. Hopefully it'll be, never.
All right. Well, that was Aunt Annie, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for her. So next time we're going to do a better job of making sure we do have a guest in here on Monday so we don't have to go to the B team. She can't hear me.
I can hear you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that was that. We did it. The first episode at the new time. I think we all survived. If you didn't survive, please write me a letter and let me know. I think that one of my Alexa units is talking to me for some strange reason. Yeah, I know, Bob, the max headroom, the unintentional max headroom effect. That's called CPU and memory. Thank you, Jim, for applauding the Bob Doyle Show. We'll just give a little visual proof. And now a little audio. This is Jim. Well, you've made my day, and I've been a part of yours, like it or not.